Hey everyone, so welcome to either the second or third of your onboarding, kind of depending on where you're at, whether you're new, experienced, coming from retail, already a broker, whatever it may be. This should be your second or third onboarding where we're really creating some good systems and processes for you. In our first onboarding, we really talked a lot about the difference between a retail loan officer and a broker and what the best of both worlds is, and why, retail lenders, as of right now, close more than 2/3 of the business in the United States. And today, I want to talk about how you can get the best of both worlds. So whenever we have brought on some retail lenders, and I know some of you might be just watching this recording on YouTube, by the way, this is Purpose Home Loans, NMLS 2504166. My name is Cameron Ripley, equal housing opportunity lender. But really, I'm just going to be talking a lot about how do we get the best of both worlds? So if I look at a retail lender who typically, I get that some of you may not, but typically have higher interest rates, how is it that they close more deals than a broker who's able to offer lower rates? And I truly believe, for those of you who have also watched Shark Tank, you can kind of see some episodes about this. People will create an amazing product. Right after Shark Tank, after they get their deal, they're comes in all these people that swoop in and basically create a crappier product, and a lot of times actually start beating that Shark Tank company because they just put so much more effort into educating customers and marketing that they win. And people get so focused, and they get so much tunnel vision on, I just have the best, right? I have the best interest rates, I have the best closing fees. That isn't enough, right? We are in a different market right now where education and building your brand and your reputation and your process is huge. So what do a lot of retail lenders tell me when that's the reason why they're hesitant to switch to being a broker? And it's because of those reasons, right? They want smooth processes because the more loans you do, the smoother your processes need to be. And I'm going to show you how we can do that and why brokers typically don't do that. But also, they like the fact that they get coaching and they get to learn about things and constantly grow and evolve and make themselves better. And I'm going to also show you how at Purpose Home Loans, we teach you to be a little bit different than other broker shops who have the same access to the same thing that we do. So I'm going to really dive into it. And so if you think of a retail lender as, I use my company, I get to talk to my underwriters, I get to do, whatever it may be. I work with my company, and so I know their processes. I know everything in and out. I know how this underwriter is going to handle this file and how everything is going to go. I know their turn times. I know blah, 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 blah. Okay, the reason why brokers typically don't do better than retail lenders is because they're so focused on the lowest rate. Because the lowest rate, though, isn't always what's best for your client. So if I look at a client who wants to purchase a house in a competitive market, I know that the faster I can close sometimes means, the better, the better chances are, the better, the higher chance that we're going to get our offer accepted, right? And so if I can stick with one bank where I fully know their process, I know that I can have just a little bit higher of an edge up on someone who's just shopping for a better rate. But also, if I can save them on closing costs, sometimes if someone is competing with me and maybe their interest rate's 0.25% better, if I can save them $500 in closing costs, $1,000 in closing costs, I know that I can beat that person, because when you do the math, it just makes more sense that I'd rather save the money and keep it in my pocket. I could also use certain tools and resources to help lower my rate. So in this video, we're not going to talk too much about a lot of that stuff because it's a really long conversation. But the company we are going to talk about today is, of course, let me switch which screen I have, is, of course, UWM. So for those of you who have not worked with UWM in the past, and maybe you have a bad taste in your mouth, I promise a lot of it was because someone did not know how to work their system. And there is easy ways to work their system. No, they are not perfect, but that's okay. So UWM here, United Wholesale Mortgage, has really gamified how people do their business. So when I come into UWM, and they're constantly evolving this, so this might even look different if you're watching the recording, I can look at how do I earn points. Sure, I can earn points by submitting more loans to them, by submitting cleaner files when I do submit a loan, and by getting my files cleared through underwriting faster. So 8 days, 7 days, 10 days, right? I get points for all of that. But I can also get points for doing other things that I should already be doing. Things like growing my business through their brand 360 and their marketing with that. I can grow my business through learning and educating myself. I can literally from watching videos in the morning that are whopping 3 minutes long. And I learn about where the market's at today, any big news that's coming up. I can learn about a special product all within 3 minutes. I can learn from Matt Ishbia, who is the CEO. Also, I think he owns an NBA team called the Phoenix Suns. I think it's the Phoenix Suns, right? Billionaire. I can learn from him, who owns the company, is the CEO, about different products that are coming out, different tools, different resources, right? They collaborate with a lot of brokers and broker shops all over the nation who do really well. And so I can learn from all of them. I can come over here to grow my business and I can click on brand 360, which let me switch to that real quick. And all of this stuff, right? A lot of this learning, I can take a course on how to calculate income based on how UWM does it, and I can earn points. What do I earn point, or what's the best thing about earning points is that the points can be used to cover appraisals. It can be used to get an exact rate. So if I'm at 7.25 and I want to get 7.23 just to beat out someone else that I know is going to have an interest rate of 7.25, I can do that, right? Because I can do something called exact rate. I can cover processing fees, with their processors that they use. I can use it for a rush on the file. If I don't agree with the underwriter, I can submit a client request, because underwriters are people too, and I can supersede them like 3 or 4 people above them and get my file cleared, which has happened to me. I can put a rush on something. So if I know, hey, we're having to switch the loan type from FHA to conventional, or conventional to FHA, whatever it may be, and I know that their turn times, because I use them all the time, is this, then I'm going to put a rush on that part because I know that it's just going to be that much faster. Same thing, if I want to call the underwriter, I can use that. I can use points to get a closing gift for my client, a cutting board, whatever. I can even get a handwritten letter for every single agent that worked on that file and sent right to their office. I literally do that every time. Hey, I even get points for spending points on that kind of stuff. So every file I click 3 buttons: send cutting board to client once it funds, and send written note to both agents, right? 3 clicks. And I get points. I get repeat business for that. I do use points. I don't have to spend any money out of pocket. Okay, I can come over here to their brand 360 marketing center, where I can schedule posts. They literally give me 3 options for every single day of the week, where I can click on it, I can copy and paste the text, or I can use their AI, and I can attach it to all of my social media platforms for the entire month or even longer, right? I get points for every time I do that. I can come over here to Brand Builder, where I can download different videos that are educational about 100% gift funds, that are targeted to builders, realtors, borrowers, contractors. Let's say I want to sell home equity lines of credit to pool companies who are trying to get clients to finance a pool renovation. Boom, I can have marketing tailor fitted to them and tailor fitted to their client. That way I can get them to refer me, and they can have marketing material that also refers me. And what's nice with that is I get points for just downloading it. What's nice with being a part of Vision Forward Realty. Oh, sorry, I wasn't sharing my screen on that. What's nice with Purpose Home Loans is it's easy to download a lot of these flyers and use our CRM Bonzo. So if I come over here, I have all kinds of flyers, right? And just to show you, I mean, all kinds of things. If they come out with, right, they came out where Matt Ishbia went and pre-bought for all intents and purposes, lower interest rates on FHA and VA, IRRRLs and streamlines. I can immediately get marketing material on it, upload it, download it, whether it's a video, whether it's a social media flyer. I can schedule it as a post onto all of my my social media platforms. I can keep going through and I can schedule multiple posts a day. But what's really nice is also there's social analytics. So if I want to see kind of how my posts are doing and performing, what time of the day, what posts are doing really well, I can do that. And I can see what's working and what's not working. Or actually probably can't do that. But anyway, I can take a lot of that stuff. I can download it. Once I download it, I immediately get points. Now, the benefit of being with Purpose Home Loans is we are also, we have our account through Bonzo, which Bonzo is our CRM or our LOS or whatever you want to call it. But really, Bonzo is a great way for me to take my realtor partners, of course, my clients and past clients, and all of my builder referral partners, any contractors, any renovation companies, financial advisors, insurance companies, anyone that I want to work with that refers me business, and I can put them in here, right? Of course, it says 0 right now. But what's great is I can create all kinds of content where I keep working them. So let's say it's a realtor that I've never worked with and I want to work with them. I can send them voicemail recordings. That way I don't have to necessarily call 50 realtors all at the same time. Let's say I want to put on an event. I want to do a happy hour for realtors. I can send them all voice recordings in one click of a button, record, hey, love to invite you to a happy hour. I just sent you an email about it. Please feel free to invite any of your clients that you work with, and I'd love to, let's say I want to do an Easter egg hunt or whatever it may be, and I want to grow my reputation. I can do that there. Let's say I come over here to Brand 360 with UWM and I create a flyer on a one-time close new construction loan. And I have 100 builders that I went and got their cell phone numbers and their emails, and I put them in here. Builders, contractors, whatever it may be. I can record a video explaining what a one-time close new construction loan is. I can text that to them, email that to them. I can also create a voicemail recording and send that to them. I can take the flyer with all the information, a presentation, a video, pamphlets, all kinds of stuff, and I can download it, get points through UWM where I can use it for all kinds of things. I can use it to help someone buy down their interest rate. And then if I'm competing down the road, they say, hey, someone else quoted me a lower rate. I can even go in and continue to buy down their rate even a little bit more with my basis points, which that's a whole nother conversation that we're not going to get into in this call, but I can do that, right? And I can do it legally because UWM is a huge company and they found a way to legally do it. I can create all kinds of campaigns through Bonzo, right? If I want to go and, have all kinds of, and this is what I like to sell to my realtor partners. Let's say you get a borrower, whether friend, family, or just someone on the internet from whatever lead source, and you're having trouble getting a hold of them, or we can get a hold of them. I have all kinds of campaigns set up. But for you as the LO, you don't really have anything you really have to set up. Bonzo here and Purpose Home Loans, we've created all kinds of templates in here. So there's all kinds of campaigns that you can go ahead. I'm going to re-click back into them. Sometimes Zoom likes to mess with what you see on the screen. But I don't have to be a genius and think of all this kind of, all these things. Today, actually, I went and I had run an ad for an FHA Streamline and VA IRRRLs, and I got a bunch of leads from it. With their email, or actually I did a skip trace of neighborhoods where there were past closed deals. Anyway, I am running retargeting through social media, through Bonzo here, where all I did is I clicked ad manager. I literally went mortgage ad, clicked that. It'll take me to a new window, so I don't want to do it. I uploaded that list of people's emails, first and last name, and it immediately creates all the ads that are compliant with the what's the organization? It's been a while since I took my test. Anyway, compliant so that I don't get any violations, and it sends all of those people ads, right? I can also run the same ad also targeting like Roseville in a 50-mile radius. And then when any lead comes in through that and they submit their email, it also does retargeting from there. What's great is if I want to work with a builder and offer this kind of stuff, we can split the cost on that. But I can do it all for us. I can do that with right here. If you see with a listing, I can do that with a listing agent. Let's say a listing agent calls me and says, yeah, I got this listing coming up. It's a doozy. It needs serious work. Well, hey, how about you list it for a week, see what offers you get. If you don't get any offers, let's run some ads where we offer conventional rehab loans. We offer, that's not through UWM, it's through another company, but we can offer conventional, VA, FHA, not just FHA 203K, but all kinds of rehab loans. And let's go ahead and advertise that and see what we get. Let's say it's a new construction and they're not going to renovate the backyard. I can go to New Res, who we have a partnership with, or approved broker, and I can offer backyard renovations, even a pool, and I can go ahead and run that ad. I mean, there's all kinds of things you can do, and I'm not trying to get everyone overwhelmed. But what I like to teach everyone is come in here, of course, and put all of your past clients, all of your past leads, as many details as you can. You can even link this with our loan operating system, Bonzo here, which is Arrive. And whenever I pre-approve someone in Arrive, it'll come and notify not only the borrower through Arrive, but also through Bonzo, but it'll notify the agent who's attached them. So let's say, once again, I go ahead and, I'm buying, campaigns. I'm buying Zillow leads with a real estate team. Even if I want to sell myself, I can say, hey, when we buy Zillow leads, I can connect them with my CRM, which I have pre-templated things where I send voicemail recordings to them, videos and text messages where it's not just a link, it is a video that they see. So they're more likely to click it, or it'll just start playing. And I have a whole campaign already set up for you, which you as the LO don't really even have to do much. You can just kind of tailor fit a couple things. But I can just create that. And that way, when anyone even just clicks a link in my email from my campaign and submits their application, if it's connected to you here on Bonzo, it'll be connected to you on Arrive. And then, or even if it's not connected on Arrive, when I pre-approve them through Arrive, it'll connect through Bonzo and notify you, the agent, that they were pre-approved, and to check your email for the pre-approval link where you can access it and change the amount based on their max qualification, right? Their max qualification is 500,000. You want to write an offer at 425. Offer gets rejected. Next week you go out and you write an offer for 475, right? You can access that pre-approval letter, Mr. or Mrs. Realtor or whatever, anytime. So that's what's nice about Bonzo. That's what's nice about Purpose Home Loans, is we really are intentional about how can you streamline your business? How can you scale and get to a point where you've created so many systems and processes that when business really picks up, it's just a lot easier for you. These systems are pretty much your LOA, your assistant, your loan officer's assistant. Then when you do bring in an assistant, you can have them focus on higher end things. You can have them focus on collecting documents initially for some, non-QM borrowers or whatever it may be. This just helps you streamline your business. What's nice with UWM is you can earn a lot of points that are just easier to make the process smoother, beat more of the competition with better fees, and qualify more people. I've looked at it so many times where someone just doesn't have enough money, and for the down payment and closing costs, and so I can help cover some of those fees through the partner points that I literally earned by doing things that most of you wish you had at your company, which is learning, educating yourself, going to events, using social media tools, all kinds of stuff. Now, as you're finishing this onboarding, I know some of you might just be watching this recording on YouTube. Feel free to reach out, of course, if you want more information about Purpose Home Loans. But if you're watching this, please schedule time to talk with me about the next steps, because I really want to help you put in a huge list of realtors you want to work with or are already working with, how you do that, what campaigns to set them up on. But same thing with builders, same thing with renovation companies, same thing with financial advisors, home insurance companies, anyone that's going to refer you business. I want to help you put them in here, including past clients, and really create a strategy where you could spend a handful of days setting up some campaigns and then never have to worry about it after that, and never lose a client again, and really grow your business. So hopefully that was helpful. And like I said, we're going to have more onboarding as we go.